Okay, did y'all know that this was the last episode for American Horror Stories? Lakes is the final episode of season 2 for American Horror Stories, and with that, we come to a close on what I feel is a step above from the previous season, but then again, it doesn't really go as far as I wanted it to. So, like I said, I do hope if they do another season, we definitely get some more of the episodes that we got in this season that were definitely above like the rest, and we'll definitely go and do a review for all of these probably tomorrow and talk about my favorite ones. But let's get right into Lake, which is the last one, which pretty much asks the question of what does a town's curse have to do with our main characters here. So our main character and her brother are out on the lake, and they're going through a whole thing where they're gonna go diving, looking for some stuff, and then the brother actually ends up drowning as he is pulled by something, and the sister is the only one that notices this. Now, she eventually does have to go to do some therapy during all of this. The family then brings her back after 4 months, and things start to pretty much pick up from there as the sister keeps claiming that there was something that actually pulled the brother down, and the only one that actually does believe her in the end is going to be the mother, as the mother starts to get visions and dreams about what exactly happened to their son. This pretty much has her going back into the lake to try and find the son and see if they can find his body, because at the beginning they hadn't found the body, and so there was nothing in the casket when they buried it. Now that the mother and the daughter go back to the lake and they actually deep dive, they actually find the body of the son, and the mother sees some other bodies down there as well. Well, down there, they actually do find this necklace that actually belonged to somebody in the town many years ago. And they find out that it is actually the great grandfather of a woman named Millie. They find out that this is her great grandfather's, Maynard Nathaniel Boone, who was left at the bottom of the lake due to Mr. Reed Prescott, who was going to pretty much take over the town and do whatever they wanted. Of course, some of the people didn't like how he was sort of doing things around the town, and so anybody that got in his way due to his money and everything was going to just be put to death basically by drowning in the lake. We then find out that the father of the siblings and the husband of the woman who went down to find her son is actually a descendant of Prescott, so it seems that all of this was due to it being a curse that they had been placed upon due to everybody that they had sort of wronged in the past and put to death in this lake. And so now these ghosts, zombies, whatever you want to call them, came forth to take the revenge that they wanted to on Prescott and his family. And so we see the father be taken down, and it sort of is the sins of the father that cause for the younger son to also ultimately meet the same fate that everybody had met during this time. And then we see at the end the father as well get his, as the story concludes with the mother and the daughter being safe, and that's how we pretty much end this season. Like I said, this one had a lot of pacing issues in my opinion. I really do think that the series started off strong, and then we sort of got a couple of episodes here and there back and forth like normal, right? Some are better, some are not, but I think that by the end of it, we definitely got to a more slowed down, and I think some of the last episodes we got here could have been replaced in the middle with some of the episodes that felt a little bit stronger. But overall, this is the end for American Horror Story Season 2. Now we just have to wait and see when will we have American Horror Story. But let me know which one was your favorite. Like I said, I will definitely be talking about my favorite one probably tomorrow, and I'm going to talk about all of them together as we get ready for the new American Horror Story, which we still don't have a date for just yet, but I can pretty much bet sometime in the next 2 weeks we should hear more about that, as I think the last one, I think we got the final episode the week before Halloween. So if it's 10 episodes, we pretty much know we're getting sometime pretty soon, hopefully, right? So we're going to keep our eyes peeled to hear when we get that. But like I said, this episode was a little weaker compared to the rest. I thought that some of the dialogue here was unnecessary. I think if they condensed it down to 30 or 25 minutes, it would have felt better, because I think the last act, especially when the zombies or whatever you want to call them, the undead, came out of the ocean, I'm here over talking like some beachfront, out of the lake, it was really honestly terrifying, and I think it was some of the best effects we've seen all season. So I think if they really focus more on that, I think we could have gotten something a lot better than what we did. But like I said, overall, I think the season is way better than the previous season. I think some of the shorts were interesting here, and I think that some of the stories were good as well. So we'll definitely see what happens if they do a season 3 or not for this, and let me know your thoughts and your opinions on that below. If you like this episode or not, which one was your favorite, what did you think about it? But as always, like I said, we will be talking about American Horror Story next week. We're going to give our theories and thoughts about what it could be. There's been some like pictures and dialogue that's been had with some of the creators of American Horror Story, so we can kind of infer a little bit what direction they're trying to take the show in this next season. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that, as we would be discussing what is happening next in American Horror Story. But anyways, as always, we will have our podcast uploaded tomorrow. It'll be a longer one since we actually had to keep pushing it back and forth. We do have our Barbarian Ending Explained, is a movie I definitely recommend checking out if you haven't, because this one's going to be special. I will have a spoiler review, free review actually tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Today I'm just uploading like a spoiler full one, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But anyways, as always, that is going to do it for me. Like I said, we are on the road to 25,000 subscribers. We are so close. Can we get there before American Horror Story drops? Let's see if we can. That's going to be the goal, right? Let's see if we can get to 25,000 subscribers before American Horror Story comes out. But as always, I'll see all of you next time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like, notification, all of that, so you know when videos drop. Also, make sure you check out all our other videos that we've uploaded as well. Check out all the other episodes I did about American Horror Story. We talked about every single episode this season, and so if you want to break down on all of them, definitely check that out. We'll probably do one more American Horror Stories video, like I said, tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a live discussing all of them if y'all want to see that, where we could just go all over from beginning to end and just give our opinions back and forth. That's something I do want to do, and if y'all want to see that, I'll definitely do it. So let me know in the comments below if that's something you think I should do, where we should hold a live talking about it and probably our theories and thoughts about what the next season of American Horror Story will be. So make sure you comment it down below. But as always, that's going to do it for me. Let me know if you're going to be watching any movies this weekend. We do have our review on See How They Run, which comes out next weekend, and we will be seeing Pearl next week as well. So we got a ton of stuff planned for the channel. There's going to be so much coming as well this month and next month for sure. So just stay tuned, keep your eyes peeled, but as always, stay safe, stay positive.